clothes because it's nice to wear warm clothes.
And drink warm drinks.
And drink warm drinks.
Yeah.
And warm food.
Right.
All right, let's see what we got. Fingerprint alphabet. So this is the FingerPaint podcast.
This isn't sponsored.
Not sponsored by them, but it doesn't even have a logo on it. I guess here we'll cover that. FingerPaint podcast.
We created that.
This is our own branding. This is our own fingerpaint company coming out soon. Look for it in stores near you.
Non-toxic.
Non-toxic, allegedly.
Gluten-free.
Allegedly non-toxic. Allegedly washable. We'll see it. We'll put it to the test.
Oh, right. I forgot.
That's right. We'll be careful. I've got towels here, too. We got towels if you need. So what do we want to paint today? What are we in the vibe for? What are we in the mood for?
We should paint groovy.
Groovy. You know, this is kind of a groovy color, isn't it? Like kind of purpley, maybe yellow too. What's a groovy color for you? We'll definitely work with green. Green's just a great color in general. Yeah. I like yellow too. I think that's a nice combo.
That does look groovy.
Let's start with that. This is the inaugural. We're like just breaking these open for the first time.
Wow.
I'll invite you to just dive in. And then, it's got a thing on it.
Yeah.
Got to take the thing off. All right. Okay. So what makes something groovy, huh? Got it?
I think it's color. Maybe?
The groove. There's a literal groove.
How it moves. How it moves, it grooves.
There's like a literal groove of like this kind of thing. And we got lots of paper, so you can kind of go wild.
Wow. That's it. That's amazing.
There's a literal groove like that.
Just get some paper and go wild. That's all you got to do in the golden age. Just create art.
It's more about the process than what ends up, you know. Just this the feeling and the texture
oh my gosh,
of how
yeah. Oh no. I'm going to take my ring off.
Yeah, we're learning here.
Yeah.
Allegedly washable.
I'm not taking it off now. But the thing about FingerPaint is you can dry it off.
It'll exactly. We'll just wipe it off. That's what it's here for. We've got towels too. I even got hot towels in my towel warmer.
You do? Wow, fall is in the air in many ways.
Okay, so
what do you love about finger painting? Have you done this before?
Literally never done this before.
Really?
So we're
That's extraordinary.
I think what I love about it so far is the feeling. Like the paint's kind of cooler than I expected.
Yeah, you said it was warm.
I didn't say it was warm.
You said it was warm paint.
When did I say that?
Let's
play the tape back. I did not say that.
7 minutes ago.
T-minus 7.
7 minutes ago.
No, I did not say that.
I really love.
I don't even need to paint anything. I like the feeling of just this, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll paint something, I think. Like, let's, I'm going to get wild here.
Yeah, get wild.
We're gonna crisscross, get groovy. For groovy, I see like a literal groove. Like, you know how you're in the groove?
Exactly. I was feeling that too because color is like fluid, if it is.
Well, yeah, look, as we can mix these together. And make brown.
Do you think we can make colors that we can't see?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, if we can't see them, I don't know how we would know that we made them. But
exactly.
You ever think about that? It's like all the colors. It doesn't look like there could totally be some other color that hasn't been discovered yet.
I think there's infinite colors.
Something like, or like our eyes just haven't. Those. You think about it, light's just such a visible light's just such a tiny little fraction of all the light that's out there.
Do you think that we could ask ourselves to see the colors we can't see?
Let's do it. Okay, I want to see the colors I can't see.
But like,
show me the colors I can't see.
Do you think it would be that instant?
Or well, not with all this doubt that you've got going
on. I know,
why is that?
No.
You're gonna let go of that. Well, just think about it like a dog. Like a dog sees in grayscale, right?
Oh.
But all these colors exist. They just can't see it. But how would they ever know that these colors exist?
Wow.
Same with us, right? Could just be colors that we just don't experience just because we haven't needed to, or our eyes haven't adapted to seeing them.
That sounds groovy.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in the groovy vibration.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to get more grooved on. We need to get more Groove Town. We need to go to Groove Town. We need to become the mayor of Groove Town.
The mayor of Groove Town?
Yeah.
I could see you being the mayor of Groove Town.
I could see you being Miss Groovetown, winner of the Groovetown pageant or something. You know?
Groovetown. Wow, where all the colors exist.
Where all the colors exist.
Where all the colors are alive.
Are you ready for a real groove right here?
I really love this because like recently I've actually like, I feel like colors are my teachers now. As of the last 3 weeks. Yeah.
How so?
Well, because I don't know yet.
You're still early on in your teachings.
I'm very early on in my teachings, but I think that like I've been thinking about this a lot. Why do people have favorite colors? And is there more to that than just my favorite color is blah blah blah, you know? Yeah. But like, what if the color is like actually a teacher of its world?
Yeah.
So.
I go through phases, like especially with like my clothes. Color is one of the biggest things that I play with.
Really?
So I've been through phases where I have to wear all red, or like I have to wear all black.
Oh, see, me too.
Or all white.
Wow.
Yeah, well, and
that's extraordinary. The way color exists on Earth.
Well, and in Chinese astrology, you can put in your birth date and find out what colors are most suited to you.
Are you serious?
So for instance, for me it's blue, gold, and white are my most supportive colors.
I wonder what mine are.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. And then it's like bad colors for me are like red, dark brown, some other shit I don't remember.
Interesting.
But I found it's one thing to think about that, but to just look at like when I wear blue, it's like you know, it just feels good.
It feels good.
It feels good. That's the ultimate test. Like, does it feel good?
Right.
You can have all these theories.
What does the color feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we're moving into like everyone has synesthesia.
Yeah. Right. Well, like, what is this green? This shade of green, or just the whole clothing in general? How does it feel?
It feels like a warm hug. No, it doesn't feel like a warm hug. It feels, in a way, it does. That was suspenseful. You're like, it's going one way. You're like, wait, no, it's not that. In a way, it does, but like, it feels fluid and a little bit watery, but like, not like strong waters, like a big like wave.
But like the lapping on the bank of a river or something.
Yeah, like the water moving over a rock gently.
Oh, lovely.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Such a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Remember this? Remember we were doing this?
Yeah.
We should tell the origin story of the FingerPaint.
You should tell it for sure.
Really?
Because it blew my mind. I'm still trying to understand.
So how this all came about
was on the new moon in Virgo.
It was on the new moon in Virgo.
Yeah.
Which is like, you said you were born on a new moon in Virgo too, right?
My moon is in Virgo.
Oh, your moon is in Virgo.
Yeah.
But not a new moon.
No. I don't think so. I don't think I was born on a significant moon.
Get out of here. You're off the podcast. I thought you were so different. I thought you were more special than that.
No. Yeah, not a significant moon.
So the other day, I was frequenting a local smoothie shop here in town.
That he used to run. He ran the show there.
Yeah, I was the head honcho for a while. It was a fun time.
In Sedona.
Some of the most fun I've had in my life, actually. It was like,
yeah, lots of color.
Lots of like pressure,
Sticky
lots
fruit.
of teammates, like amazing team, like really incredible connections, just getting to stick it through. We were there during COVID, so it was like all sorts of ups and downs. And when you live through shit with people, like you get real bonds. So I got some real bonds from that. But anyway, I was over there getting a smoothie. Decided to chat up Jessica just because I was feeling good. Had my clothes on. I was like, I can't go home. I've got a nice fit, you know?
Oh, for sure.
And I was like, so I just started a conversation, and I was like, well, you know, what are you into? And
you were like, what's on your heart?
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be an artist.
And I was like, okay, cool. What kind of art? And you're like, painting. But like, what's your experience with painting?
And I was like, I've never painted before.
I was like, great. Well, let's paint right now. I had a smoothie in my hand, a nice pink one like this.
Yeah.
And we won't send this to Summer. We won't tell Summer this happened, but we poured it on the counter.
Like he poured. I work at a clothing boutique. He poured the smoothie on the counter.
Yeah.
Totally unexpected. That's never happened before.
No, I've never done that before.
I don't think anyone...
I've never done that before.
It was kind of mind-blowing. Like, very unexpected.
We're living on the edge.
Yeah.
Living on that creative edge. And then we just started playing with the smoothie on the counter.
Smoothie.
Very much like this.
With the smoothie.
I might get both my hands. I was like...
You should.
I was trying to just look at my finger. I've been so careful.
It's like you do body work, right?
I know.
Imagine just doing body work on one side of someone's body. Like that. They would leave really like, ugh.
Okay, here, wait. I'm going to let's bring in a different color here.
Blue?
Yeah, we'll bring in some blue. I'm going to get the full hand action in here.
Basically, like...
And we just did this.
No one has ever really, like, just dumped a smoothie in front of me before.
Well...
And been like, you want to paint with it?
Yeah, and then invited
you. You know, I worked at Jamba Juice when I was
Oh, really?
16.
So you've probably had smoothies spilt in front of you before.
Yeah.
But you just never thought to...
Paint with them.
Yeah, dig your hands into it and have a blast.
No, never. Wow.
We're going wild. Ready?
That was a good idea.
What? Just a...
Creating a spiral? A blue spiral.
Ready. We'll do some massage techniques. Effleurage.
Effleurage?
Effleurage.
Oh, wow. That's really
some
watery.
Petrissage.
That's so watery.
Department. There's a lot of paint. You might need to help me with this. Oh, look at the color. Yeah, wow.
I love blue and pink together.
It's like cotton candy skies, like the monsoon sunsets. Doesn't it look like monsoon sunsets?
Yeah.
I swear the other night the clouds, I was thinking about it. The clouds are so wild. It looked like if sandpaper was made out of cotton balls. Like it was like...
Wow. Sandpaper made out of cotton balls?
That's what the sky looked like.
Whoa. Yeah. Did you have a picture? I want to see it.
I think so. But I can't... my hands are a little busy right now.
Later.
I'm still being careful. Look at this. I'm still being careful. Let's just get our full... Oh, that actually feels that feels healing.
I know.
Getting
See,
your
that's
hands
like...
all the way contact. It's like
long
grounding.
Long story short, like, you should finger paint. Like anything.
That's a great tagline.
Long story short. Wow, that's interesting. I love that you described the cotton ball with sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Because they're very opposite textures.
It was like, it looked almost like a washboard too. You remember like that old metal,
oh yeah,
like corrugated
my mom had one.
Yeah, it looks kind of like that, but like...
What color was it? These colors?
No, it was, the clouds themselves are like white. But the sky was a pinkish, bluish thing behind it. It was just gorgeous. I do have a picture. Oh no, I don't think I had my phone on me at the time.
Wow.
So maybe it's gone. It only exists in the Akashic record.
Wow. Really? It was recorded there?
In the Akashic record.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Everything is.
You think everything is?
Yeah, well, that's how it works. It's every little thing. That's why we can just tune into any little thing everywhere.
That's real. Interesting. So basically, the smoothie painting was the beginning of my painting career. On the
now you've got
on the Virgo new moon.
Perfect. And now you've got a studio.
Yeah, but that's a secret.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to share.
You can't tell anyone.
Oh, okay.
Not in public.
We can edit that
Not
out.
in public.
We can edit that out.
Okay, that's fine. Not really. I'm just like, isn't it interesting how, I guess this is a good topic, but it's interesting how so many of us want to create art.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, I think there's an inner artist in everyone. You know?
It's the most natural human thing.
But I hear so often, like, people want to create art, but then not share it, or people want to create art, or, like, have all this conflict around, like, just creation.
Yeah. Well, and the judgment, too, right?
Yeah, it's really
like, needing it to be good.
Right, exactly. Like, where did all that come from?
Well...
I mean, many places.
Yeah.
Right.
School.
Don't you think that, like, just creating...
grades, being graded for everything.
Finger painting, though, like, just, like... It's like blah, you know?
This is very blah. Like, we're doing a nice, this is a cool color,
but
though.
It's like blah. It's like the best way. And then it's like all of those judgments and everything around like creation or like resistance to creation. Resistance or limitation, you know, whatever it is. That feels very whaley. Look at, I love this color.
It does feel super whaley. It's super whaley.
These are my favorite colors.
This is great. It is like cool skin, right?
It's very cooling.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just a moment of just feeling that. That's so nice. For me, I don't even. It is just about the texture, I think.
Texture?
Now look at my hands. Now I'm getting into it. High five.
I'm still resistant. Oh yeah, it's fine. Oh, see, that's
it's good for your skin,
thing.
Right?
Yeah.
All this toxin, all these pigments.
No, this is gluten free.
Allegedly.
Periwinkle. Isn't this periwinkle?
I have no idea what periwinkle is.
It's
Isn't
a color.
It pink?
No,
it's a blue?
periwinkle is like this color, and it's always been my favorite color because like my second grade teacher, like I really loved her, and her favorite color was periwinkle.
Periwinkle sounds like
so I adopted that
strange cousin's name. Like, periwinkle.
I adopted it. It's such a beautiful color.
It is. Look at that. It's kind of like azul, right?
Do you think that most people want to create art?
I think that creativity is an innate human thing. And the cool thing is that it doesn't have to look like this, you know? And that's one of my biggest things is sometimes the times I feel most creative is when I just have like a way of moving, you know? Just like a moment. Like you can just walk up the stairs creatively and have that be a beautiful divine expression of your artistic ability. It doesn't have to be this whole big thing, and it doesn't have to like... I think there's a lot of different things around art and creativity where people get hung up on. I mean, for me, a big one was perfectionism, right? Like wanting it to be good.
Yeah.
And then it's like the pressure builds up, and you end up just not doing it at all, or, you know, or just like, just having it be distorted, like from the easy, just playful, like just having fun, just getting your hand, innocence, the childlikeness of it. Just getting in there, having a good time.
Wow. Who has inspired you in life the most?
Such a big question.
Like, if you look like back into your life,
artistically.
Well, are there like people who have like really inspired you where it's like in your life? Because like for me, with art and everything, there was one person this year who, like, she pulled me into my inner artist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Can I hear more about that?
Well, she just like, she's such an artist. And she just has pursued her path of art and creation. So much, and so much love and devotion and commitment and trust in herself and her art that she just became it.
Sounds like quite a force of nature.
She's extraordinary. And so, but that, like, meeting her allowed me to become that, you know? Or access.
You picked up the codes.
Access that. Yeah. Like, do you have that? People in your life, like, over your life who have, like, inspired turning points in your life? In some way?
It's tough for me to pick.
They don't have to pick.
I think what I feel when you ask me that question is I've been inspired a lot through people I haven't met, actually. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
nice.
Like whatever it is, authors, speakers, teachers, stuff like that. I mean, also by people in my life, of course, too.
That's a good point. I didn't even consider that.
But I feel like just at an early age, I was like an internet kid, and I just like spent a lot of time like on YouTube and just Googling around and just learning stuff. And you know what? One of the earliest inspirations for me. There's this old TV show. I don't know if anyone would remember this. It was called The Mentalist.
Mm-hmm.
This is really kind of the beginning. I was like 13, 14 years old watching this show. And this guy on the show, of course, it's just a show, right? But he is what's called a mentalist. And basically that's someone who has practiced the skills of like using their mind well. So
nice.
It can be a bunch of different things like memory techniques or just rapid calculation or just paying attention. There's all sorts of cool things you can do with your mind if you just train it and practice.
Ooh.
But this is a fictional TV show. It's not even a real guy. But that I saw that and I was like, oh, I want that. I want those skills, I want those abilities.
Wow.
That it really sparked. I looked up what is mentalism, and that led me down this journey of discovering mentalism and cognitive training and eventually hypnosis. And I got into self-hypnosis and had some of my first really profound mystical experiences just through self-hypnosis. And just kept exploring that. NLP, and so I'm like a teenager. I'm like 16 years old and getting into hypnosis and NLP and all this stuff. And then, it really started a journey of inner exploration.
Huh. What was that like for you? Like, how did you do the self-hypnosis?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. You kind of just like do a hypnosis induction just to yourself in your own head. So one of the classic ones is called progressive relaxation, where you think about the top of your head and then you relax the top of your head.
Wow.
You think about your face muscles. It's like, and you even talk to yourself. I would talk to myself and be like, okay, now you're relaxing your face muscles. Huh? And I'm like, yeah. you're already feeling it. Huh?
Oh my God. Wow.
And then you just go through the whole body and you go nice and slow and you really feel it and you feel the relaxation. The key is you got to stay awake, right? Because it is easy to fall asleep. And that's fine because it's good rest. Because you're turning off your hyper alertness that we're trained to have with all of our stimulation and all of our, caffeine and everything. And so as you get relaxed, you want to stay focused or stay awake. And eventually you just get into these deep, alpha, theta, and potentially even delta brainwave states where you have more direct access to your subconscious, right?
Oh, interesting.
So you can see more deeply into yourself, and there is less of this barrier between the conscious and the unconscious self. So I remember I had this experience early on where I was like, oh, let me just play with this stuff. And so I did an induction, and I was like, okay, well, let me just... I put myself into a state, and I was like, okay, well, let me just wake up in 30 minutes. Just see if I can just, set a timer internally and wake up in 30 minutes. I was like, okay, well, just see what happens, right?
Oh, nice.
And
you were 16.
Yeah. And so I'm hypnotizing myself, and I end up falling asleep, kind of going into this deep trance state. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. And then the next thing I know, I sit bolt upright. I'm like, oh, wide awake.
Wow.
And I look at the clock.
On the mark.
Yeah, now it's exactly 30 minutes later. And I was like, oh shit, It's like the body is so intelligent. There's such a deep wisdom in knowing that. I'm very fascinated with what's going on in your hand right now.
Wait, is that why you went into body work then?
That's what got me into meditation and exploring mystical states. And then, the great thing about massage, I was thinking about this today, massage is great for people who are into altered states. Yeah. Who are into meditation, even psychedelics. I had a phase where I was really into psychedelics and all that kind of stuff. Just attracted to different experiences and exploring mentally, or dreams, people who are into dreams. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about massage as a career choice for those kind of people is it's something that's accepted and respected by society. Oh, amazing. I just want to such an incredible act of creativity right there. Can we show the camera this? Just look at this. Look at this. Look at that handprint. Essence of Jessica right there.
If you dry that in the sun, that'd be cool.
It would be, yeah. Your handprint there.
Yeah. But see how thin it is now?
Yeah. I think we're almost done with this one. Should we dry this in the sun?
I think so, because there's like really cool thin paper that's like very texturized, because like once it dries, then you could create something else with it.
Oh, that's true. Layers. Like
right.
This is just the background of our canvas.
Mm-hmm. And then you could rip it, and then
I'm just going to finish off with some good texture here.
Something use.
Yeah, we kind of use up all this paint.
I want to hear more about your all-sorts exploration at 16.
Shit, I've got this microphone on.
Oh, yeah.
We have to wait for this. I'm just going to put this dangerously on the carpet.
Will it leak?
Maybe. I'm not
I have an idea.
You have an idea?
This is why you have to have multiple minds working sometimes.
Teamwork.
Because, like, what I'm learning is, like, North Node Libra. We can go farther together.
Right. Balance. Look at that. And a fresh blank slate. What? Mind-blowing.
Yeah. Ooh, that kind of looks like Uluru in Australia.
Uluru? What is Uluru?
It's like this rock out there, but it's way more than that.
The sweet Australian rock?
I don't even know. I can't even go into that because I don't know much. But that's what it reminded me of.
Great. A lot of people will let us know what Uluru's all about.
If you know anything.
If you know anything, please share. We want to know. I'm going to do something similar.
So you were exploring this at 16. You went into psychedelics.
Meditation.
And you went in specifically?
Yeah, well, and I discovered I was
like for you. It's really awesome, huh?
Yeah. It reminds me of, yeah.
Look at what happened.
Whoa. Did you show them that? So trippy. What do you see? What do you see in there? Like, this is the ink blot test. What do you see? Tell us,
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
tell us what you see. We'll tell you.
Tell us in the comments below. Or send us a finger painting.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's the way
to do it.
How are you inspired by this?
Maybe you're going to gather all the finger paintings that all the viewers send to you.
Oh, great. Let's do it.
Yeah. And then you can make a mural.
Oof. Creative options are limitless. All right, I'm gonna go for this too. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Blue and green, that makes sense.
This looks kind of like the Earth. Ready?
Oh, nice.
Like land masses.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we did this on the blue, that's what it would be.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
I kind of want to, with this paper, I kind of want to be more specific,
Yeah.
Like, look at this vibe we're on right now. This is really cool.
I think that, yeah.
This is really cool.
I get what you're saying. That's where my brain goes a lot. It's just like blah, and then it's like organized.
Hone in.
And focus.
Well, that's the creative act, right? Is the balance between, making a mess and then bringing order to it, kind of thing. Or like an ordered mess.
An ordered mess.
If we're too ordered, then we get rigid and it's stifling.
Yeah.
If we're too messy, then it kind of dissipates and nothing, builds. But if we can kind of like have both of them present, we can create something really cool. Like that. But yeah, I was saying massage is great because it's accepted by society as like a proper career. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, what I'm doing is I'm guiding people through spiritual experiences. People, especially for like relaxation massage, people are like, oh, I just want to relax. They want to break from their day-to-day, right? They want to experience something new and different. Mm. So through my hands, through breath, through presence, we've got beautiful music playing, we've got a comfortable table. These people can go into a trance state, altered states of consciousness, and potentially go through deep transformation. And it's under this guise of just relaxation, but it's actually something very, very profound.
Wow.
So, massage is a great day job for someone who is who's interested in energy or interested in intuition, or mystical states, or creativity even. Yeah. And they want something that, one, you can make money doing it, you can get a job anywhere. Everyone needs massage. Like, I just go around town and be like, yeah, I do massage. Like, oh my God.
Thank God
can I work with you? So it's like, it's not hard to find people that really need your help when you're offering something so valuable. And people are so deprived of touch in general in our society that professional massage is so necessary. And it can give you practice with being present. A lot of my senses opened up with massage.
Wow.
You know, my intuition really opened up with massage. Where all of a sudden I was like, you know, now I can put my hand on a body and I can kind of press on it, and I can, like sonar almost, like I can feel how the movement moves through the body and where things might be stuck or blocked, or where things might want to move better. And it's like a whole, like being able to see with your hands. And that's just something that...
Wait, you should write that down. Have you?
Which part?
Being able to see with your hands.
See with... I need more ink.
That's amazing. How long have you done body work for?
About 6 years now. See?
Wow. So it really opened your senses.
It opens the senses, you know? See with hands.
See with your hands.
Touch is a really sophisticated sense. You know, we're very visual beings, but touch is a very, very sophisticated sense when you train it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you train it?
Well, one great way to do it to get paid to train it is to do massage, because then you have your hands on someone, you're feeling, you're touching, and you're getting paid. But you can also just, you know, just pay attention. It's just like anything else. When you spend time with it, it grows.
Aye.
So like...
Wow. When you spend time with it, it grows.
So like, what does it feel like to just touch whatever you're touching? Or here. Bodies are really great to touch, because if you think about... I mean, we can do this right now. You can just pay attention to your hand.
Okay.
Just bring your mind there. And it might be nice to close your eyes and just rely more on the feeling sense than the sight. But to start with your dominant hand, whether it's the right or left, just your dominant one, and just feel your hand and see if you can feel like the warmth that exists within your hand. Maybe it's like a warmth or some kind of like blood flow or some kind of movement. And let's just invite that become more apparent, to be brighter and more obvious. Maybe even start to feel tingling warmth. Yeah, and you can do what you're doing. When you move it, see how the feeling changes. Now see if you can, like if you curl a pointed finger, like see if you can feel what muscle is activating in order to do that. Like, can you feel that through the palm of your hand? Can you even feel it up through the forearm?
Yeah, I can feel it connecting all the way to here.
Oh, amazing. Right, so you're someone who's naturally sensitive to this kind of thing. And now the cool thing too is we can add our imagination. So you can like imagine your hand to be really warm. See if you can make your hand really warm. Like flood it with heat. You can imagine that it's over a fire, or it's like in the oven. Just feel your hand getting nice and warm. And you can take that warmth and allow that warmth to spread up the forearm.
Oh, whoa.
Of the upper arm. Maybe like both hands. Like spreading. Taking this warmth. So you can start to see, just with this really simple experience, how powerful your intent is.
Yeah.
And so, and the cool thing is this, when you put your hands on someone else, your intent is going into their body. That's why there's a lot of like sacredness with hands-on healing as well, or just healing in general. Because your nervous system now, when you make that contact, your nervous system is communicating with this person. This person's in a vulnerable position. They're naked on the table, right? And they're trusting you. So there is a level of responsibility and integrity that's required in order for that to work for you. Like for people to feel that and want to come back. But like when you put your hands on someone, I can intend for a muscle to relax and it'll relax in someone else's body.
Oh, wow.
But that's...
or to release.
Yeah, to release.
Yeah, wow.
So it's pretty wild.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's one of the most trippy careers, I think, out there, like, as far as like things you can do in this world. But yeah, I love it.
That's amazing. Wow. And do you teach this?
Indirectly, I guess. I mean, like
that was really clear.
Oh, this I share with people for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I do. Like, yeah, primarily as my whole thing is like sharing energy with people. I put it up there. Just came to me this morning. Energy mastery for all. Right. That's what I'm here to share, is just how to help people connect with their energy and their intent, and how to use that to improve their lives and to help everyone.
Wow.
To expand. Whether it's lightening the load, making changes in your life, moving into like career spaces, places, relationships that are more fulfilling and aligned. Whether it's just having interesting mystical experiences and or higher emotional states, like releasing stagnant emotions, things like that. We know how to do this. So like basically I got into hypnosis and then meditation, and then I had this thing in high school. I called it the wisdom journal, where I would just collect quotes that I was inspired by.
Like one-liners?
Yeah.
Nice.
Some of them I would write down, but mostly it was just when I saw something inspiring from someone else, I would like just capture it.
Yeah.
And I kept noticing, I kept seeing this name over and over again of things that I really connected with, like quotes I really connected with. Oh, you're making a little... I kept seeing this name over and over again, Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu, which is,
who's that?
Some may know he's the alleged author of the Tao Te Ching, the Taoist sacred text.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like the Bible for Taoists.
Huh.
And it's, something that I was like, oh, I kept seeing that name again. What's that all about? And then I eventually discovered the Tao Te Ching, and I was like, wow, I really love this stuff. It really feels good, because it speaks about harmony and connectedness with nature, and honoring your center, and all this fun stuff. And so it really resonated with me. I eventually ended up getting into Qigong, discovered Montauk Chia, and then of course you see a title of book, Multi-Orgasmic Man, and you're like, okay, and I'm a 19-year-old kid. Yeah, of course I'm going to get that book and start. But what it is it's a foundation of like how to master your energy and become a master of your body.
The Tao Te Ching.
Yeah, well, Tao Te Ching, Taoism in general and Taoist inner martial arts, so Qigong and Neigong, or Neidan, it's just ways to connect with your energy and start to become more in command of what you experience and how you interact and relate with the environment around you. So I got into that, a long time ago, and ended up practicing pretty devotedly for many, many years. Different styles.
Of the martial arts? Yeah,
of the inner martial arts. So I kind of skipped the whole Kung Fu thing. I just wasn't exposed to it, so I went right to Qigong, which is not... Usually people will go through, like, they'll get into Kung Fu and they'll fight and they'll do all this stuff, and then like, oh wait, there's this inner practice helps with my Kung Fu. Like if I meditate, it makes me better at my Kung Fu. Right. But I just skipped right to the meditation, just because that's just what showed up for me. So it created a foundation of like looking at the world, and then I had some key experiences. Oh, this is so beautiful! Look at that. Like little flowers, like little. You're really doing it over here. I'm inspired. This is the painter coming out. Oh my gosh.
You just like gotta go for it.
Yeah.
They can't see,
Yeah. They're guiding you. That's amazing.
I'm like learning so much here. I've never actually like talked to anyone who does massage.
Oh really?
No.
I recommend
I mean, like I have. Like,
I'll probably
like,
we'll probably do some more FingerPaint podcasts with
like,
some other massage therapists.
Yeah, not like I haven't inquired with them about the world of body work.
It's definitely unique. It's definitely quite a special place.
But also like all of these practices. I love hearing your story.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's quite a journey. Because what the practices do is they manufacture DMT in your brain, basically.
Okay, so that's what was happening to you without the
yeah. So I mean, at first I did a bunch of psychedelics. Like when I was in college, I did a bunch of psychedelics just because I was curious.
Wow.
But eventually, it was kind of like I knew that that wasn't the end of it.
I see.
Because you can have all these. You can have all these revelations with plant medicines, whether it's ayahuasca, whatever it is, or combo, combo's super popular these days. But if you're not able to take that and bring it into your life, like that expanded awareness that, okay, more than just my body, that there's more going on here than meets the eye. Okay, I know that, but like, how do I live with that? That's where I feel a lot of the culture around plant medicine is lacking, is it doesn't have the, traditionally you would go and you'd work with a shaman, and shaman is not someone who just took a weekend course or who's just done a bunch of ayahuasca. I mean, in Sedona we have a lot of that. Shaman is someone who like really didn't choose to be that. They were whatever there was. They almost died or they were struck by lightning, and they begrudgingly accepted this duty of being an emissary for their tribe. Like, it's not something you want to be. It's just something that you get pulled into or not. But because that's not present in a lot of plant medicine communities right now, the integration piece or just the safety component, I feel is lacking, like the education of the proper use of these things. Mm-hmm. And one of my teachers, who's like a Mongolian shaman, and a bunch of other things as well, he talks about how taking the plant medicine is actually the lowest form of plant medicine. Now the next step up is when you sit with the plant and you commune with it and you get its medicine that way. Mm-hmm. And then the highest level is when you become it, right? When you take it into you and you become it. But we're all stuck in thinking, okay, I'll just do more ayahuasca and all my problems will be solved.
You know what I think is interesting?
Tell me.
I've thought a lot about this, actually. Because I guess what I am curious about or wonder is like coming from like such, like there's this sort of so much colonization in the world of everything, right? And it's just maybe the times that we're moving through, and understanding what that even means and everything. But what I have found so interesting is working with plants like basil and thyme and clary sage, plants of my ancestors.
More druidic stuff.
Yeah, like, because I definitely have like a lot of European in me. Those, like, just simple plants like that, like herbs you can find at the grocery store.
Like our farmer's market fruit over here.
Yeah, like simple plants that you can find at the grocery store. Like, those will potentially open just as much as like...
That's a really good point.
You know what I'm saying? I think about this a lot because like I met someone recently and they were asking me what, just like a little bit about me, and I was like, or like what I like to do, and I just said that I really like to learn about plants, and at that time I was like really spending a lot of time with chamomile. And
I just had some last night.
Just like learning about chamomile as more of like a plant to integrate life, you know, digest life, integrate life.
Can you tell me some of the medicine of chamomile?
Well, I think that like...
Digest life, you said?
Yeah, it's just like very relaxing for the mind and body and spirit, but also just like this, it feels like this sweet spirit of... like it's like a sweet relaxation, you know? I feel like it can definitely like put you to sleep, but also it's just, there's like a sweetness to it too, like a joy almost, a sweet joy that like brings the nervous system.
It's not dulling anything.
No.
It's like,
it almost like relaxes the nervous system and drops, from my experience, it just like really drops me into like my own nervous system and gives like a bit of a reset to it.
Yeah.
But instead of reset, it almost like helps me to integrate life, like day-to-day life. And I think it's very like black and white to say like, oh, drink chamomile for sleep. It's like, no, what's actually happening? You know? Like what's actually happening with this like plant when we drink it?
Well, and I love that what you share is coming from your direct experience of like you work with it very consciously to seek to learn and to know what it's going on with it.
Oh yeah. I think
that's like different as opposed to someone who just reads something about it and be like, oh yeah, this is what it is, you know? Which science is great and reading is great.
Yeah.
But that direct experience, you get a much more like rich like understanding of it.
Right. Yeah, I like learning in that way. And like you were talking about tea earlier, like I know someone who works with pu'er tea.
Yeah.
And
in town?
He lives in Flagstaff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys should meet.
I was gonna say.
He's epic.
Like, my buddy who's really
into pu'er. If you watch
pu'er.
this, like, yeah.
Yeah, we're into
awesome.
tea. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. I think it's like there's a certain amount of, I think, reverence that like one is able to access when like just drinking like simple teas. But I think my own like inquiry or like curiosity of like
Curiosity.
I'm really glad this door is open. I think I need open spaces to like gaze into to understand.
Yeah, the distance.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Is there purple?
We started with purple, right?
Oh, yes.
It's for you. Oh, no. Carefully. Okay.
It's okay.
It's a precise word for you.
I love it so much.
Well, and I think what you're speaking to that is just obvious to you, but maybe something we should just put into words is that these plants have a consciousness, right? They're living beings. And we get to relate and connect with them and learn from them and have them help us.
Yeah.
Which is what they're like so eagerly wanting to do. They want to be a part of our lives.
The reconnection.
Yeah.
I think what's important for me though in curiosity is like how like the plants of the lands that our ancestors came from can actually help us, you know, or can actually teach us or can actually help us remember like our own ancestral roots.
So you mentioned like, a couple of them, like
right. So it's like when people like share anything really about plant medicine or something with me, I just ask them. I'm like, well, what plants grew around your ancestors, and like, have you explored those at all?
That's a good point.
You know, like it's a very interesting question, and I've only started asking it because like I had an experience with that. Like just like basil from the garden, and then it opened up like my sort of like this doorway to like my Italian line of people. Whereas like lavender and rose like really helped me open up my connection to my mother's.
You started to feel more that lineage speaking to you, or
yeah, just like an awareness of it. I would say I'm like, oh wow, these are my roots. Like maybe these plants grew around my ancestors. Clearly, like somewhere in the line. I had aunties or grandmas that worked with those plants, like that I can buy at the grocery store.
Almost certainly, right?
You know, so I think it's like there's such a almost fad or whatever you want to call it to like do these very powerful like you know ceremonies or plant medicines from the jungle, and
there's a place for that. Like,
there's
we're not knocking anything. Yeah, if you're into that, great. But we're just speaking to something else right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like the plants from the land of the ancestors. It fascinates me.
Yeah, and the cool thing is when you have that. Like I think a lot of people are drawn to these experiences because we've been so desensitized. So it takes a huge whack over the head to even like feel anything. You know? And that was true in my case too. When I first got into it, I needed, like that's those psychedelics really helped me break free of these rigid patterns and thought structures I was in.
Right.
I was on a particular track, and I really hadn't thought about that track very much. And then having my brain kind of shattered through those experiences helped me relook at everything. But once you've gone through the shattering, you got to stop, because then you want to rebuild. You want to focus on building in life and expansion, which these really intense experiences often it's difficult to have them be like generative. Mostly they're just destructive, which again, there's a time and place for that. But when you're talking about using gentle approaches with like daily chamomile,
it's like, you need some integration, get some body work, drink some chamomile.
Yeah, exactly. And like, because that's not like it's gonna have a tough time harming you. Like, you have to drink a lot of chamomile for that to have any sort of negative effect on you. You have to like chug gallons of tea to. And
then you would sleep for 3 days.
Yeah, it might actually be great.
You might have like really cool dreams too.
But this daily stuff, and that's even just regular fruits and vegetables all have deep medicine within them as well.
Ooh.
That's one of the things I appreciate about the medical medium stuff. And is he shares a lot of that medicine of like, I went through a phase where I was really, I pretty much ate just bananas and celery juice and lettuce.
I did that too.
For a couple months, and it was great.
Yeah.
Nice, you did it too. You did a little mono.
That's very devoted though.
It was what it was. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, or unless you feel called. Nothing against it, but I was coming from a very it was in response to a heartbreak. And I was like, let me just fully commit. And rather than just actually feeling my feelings, let me just do this thing really hard, which I think a lot of people can resonate with. But I learned a lot, and I got to know the banana, and I got to because I was eating literally 120 pounds of bananas a week.
Oh my gosh!
It was when I was working at local juicery, and I could get bulk prices. I could order direct, just get whole cases of bananas at cost.
Wow!
So it was pretty convenient, and it was so simple, right? It was just my diet was just that.
Simple.
And it sounds like a lot of bananas, but when you're not eating anything else, it's like, okay, well, there it is. But I got to connect with the banana in a new way, and what medical medium shares about bananas, it's great for peeling back the layers, revealing your true self.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah. So it's great for individuality. It's great for, creativity and things like that.
Wow.
And as I opened up to that idea that these, just just like you said, the things we get at the grocery store, that they have tremendous healing capacity.
Right.
It opened up a whole new world where now, I know when I need to eat an apple. Right?
Really? How do you know?
Well, it's knowing, but it's also and my body will share it with me, but it's also just an understanding of having worked with it, where it starts to become more intuitive and less sort of consciously directed. And
that's so cool.
Or I was just reading the things recently about sprouts, how sprouts in particular are great for people who give too much, right? Who overexert themselves, or who are very generous with their energy and their time, and then have become depleted through that, which, someone who works in massage, it's a very common thing, such as myself.
Yeah.
Overworking and overgiving. So, and when I read that, I was like, oh, duh, that's why I've been feeling to eat so many sprouts recently,
Wait, I think a lot of people can resonate with that.
Yeah.
Sprouts, guys.
Sprouts. And it's great. You can grow them yourself. Pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. But I just love the fact that we're surrounded by medicine.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite medicines right now?
Can I tell you something first?
Absolutely.
So when you I didn't notice this until right now, but when you started, this is a curiosity of my mind, but when you started talking about bananas, I chose yellow, but I wouldn't have done that anyways.
Ah, you got influenced there.
Wow.
That's the thing. When you're creative, you're really open to the forces.
To the banana realm.
To the banana realms. Just taking it in. Speaking to you.
Because I never would have chosen yellow as a color. Like, in my life, I've never chosen yellow.
That's great. Yeah, like when this keeps drifting over towards me. Are you?
The bananas.
The bananas. Yeah, like we are influencing each other because yellow is a big color for me. So I wonder if you're just picking that up on.
That's awesome.
My energy. Yeah, like, so what are some medicines you're working with right now?
I really like painting.
Cool. Finger painting, or were you doing some other painting?
Right now, finger painting. I mean, like, this is extraordinary.
Medicine.
This is medicine for me.
Medicine.
Right now. I'm like,
big time. I guess I want to connect this here.
I think over the summer, like, I really, like, got to know yarrow.
I'm not so familiar with yarrow. I mean, I know of it, but I haven't worked with it very much.
Yeah. Yarrow. It grows in the canyon. Grows in Flagstaff in the mountains. But
so
I mean, I'm only beginning
there,
to learn. Yeah, but I haven't like harvested my own yet.
I see, yeah.
But I'm only beginning to really learn about it, but it's become like a really good friend.
That's true. There's a lot of stuff that just grows right.
Yeah.
You walk in the backyard, find some interesting stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, juniper for sure. I love juniper.
Pine, incredible.
I love juniper. Pine, yeah. Ooh, pine. Nice.
Pine's good for spiritual stuff too. You know, the pineal gland and meditation, things like. It's great to meditate under a pine tree. Really? Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it helps connect you with the primary solar, because pine's a very masculine tree. It's like, so it helps connect you with that primal yang force. Pine? And the heavenly, and trees are really incredible medicine as well. Just being around trees. Yeah. Just energetically, I mean, everyone knows this, but part of what makes it so magic, the way I look at trees is like they're kind of like antennas. You know, their branches extend up, right? And so they're kind of just picking up on all these celestial frequencies and all these little weather patterns and collecting all that information and channeling it down into the root system, communicating to Earth, and vice versa. The Earth is communicating what's going on inside, what transformations and growth processes it's going through, and it's pulled up through the roots, and that's transmitted to the heavens. And so when it's like an information highway, and it helps anchor in the physical. If we look at life as this space in between the physical and the energetic, trees are the embodiment of that for sure.
Wow. I really love that. I didn't have like such a relationship with trees until I moved to Sedona.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In a way I did. I used to live in Washington State. And it would get dark at like 4 p.m.
Like about nighttime. Huh?
Yeah. But as I was like, I went to school there, and as I was leaving...
What'd you go to school for?
I went there to study dream work.
Oh, fun.
Dream work, yeah. So
amazing. I want to hear more about that.
It was a really dreamy time.
I want to hear more about that.
Because we would just dream and go to class and then do dream work and then...
Wow, that's epic.
Walk through the woods, do Qigong in the forest with all the trees.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a cool school. Evergreen State. But the trees, like, I guess my awareness of trees really came to life then, because as I was walking home from class, the campus itself was 1,000 acres.
Wow.
But only 200 were developed.
Uh-huh.
So the rest was a forest. And so the trees would come to life like around, at least from my experience, the trees would come to life around like 3 or 4 p.m. as dusk was setting.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I was like, this is crazy.
And what do you mean by come to life? What did you experience?
Like, when I was walking to class, nobody wore shoes to school either.
Of course.
Like, this was cool. So, like, no,
get your shoes out of here.
Nobody wore shoes, and it was just, like, this foresty campus. But now that I'm, like, thinking about it, or looking back, I think, like, my sensory system, like, got more sensitive there. Maybe because of the trees and the water together, I think.
Totally.
But when I would walk to class in the morning, like, I didn't feel... The trees just kind of, like, were there.
Mm-hmm. But
when I would walk home from class through the forest... they would be like really alive. Like their presence would be their presence would be like illuminated or radiating or just like very mystically like unfolding. They're like, hello, we're here kind of thing. Like that's what it felt like. Yeah. Whereas in the morning they were just kind of like, we're here, we're trees, like that's it, you know.
We're just treeing around. Don't mind
like
us.
Do your thing, go to class, like focus. And then like they knew I was going home to dream, so they're like, hey, like come to life. But and then when I moved to Sedona, I would go to this tree every single day. And I still go, not every day, but I go often.
A single tree, like a particular tree.
Yeah, a single tree. And I like fell in love with this tree and would tell it everything about my life.
Aww.
And when I was like going through really like Sedona things, like a lot, I would go to this tree and just like, it was like going into a cave almost, where like this tree would just like had my back and like nothing, like in every way. Yeah, the sturdiness of like the root system, but also the branches like coming over me and like just being like tucked in between the because you know how the juniper trees, they don't like grow really tall. It's a juniper tree. Yeah. They don't grow super tall. They're closer to the ground, so like some of the branches like really extend, almost like a tarantula walking. You know? Like its arms like extend in a way where you can kind of sit underneath a little cabin.
Like be in it.
Yeah, you're kind of like in it. Yeah. So there, I found a tree with a place like that, and I would go sit in there, like every day.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I still go there, but I've never like thought about pine trees in that way, and I love that because to me, like the juniper trees feel like they're taking in like the celestial stuff too, but also like more so because they're expanded out like this and the branches go out. They're more so like environmentally like
more local, like more like
like picking up on the environment and then just think having that awareness.
Yeah, and if you can compare that to like we have the ponderosa pines out in my front yard here.
Yeah. Right.
They just go right up to the heavens,
I think that's what I love about like all different plants and
especially
trees.
Have you been like far up Long Canyon or Boynton Canyon where you start to get really big trees?
Not that I've like, I went there a while ago, but like I wasn't aware of like the tree system until this juniper.
Once you get a couple miles in to like Long Canyon, there's some giant ponderosas and they're like, and just so ancient, the smell. Right. Whoa. Ponderosa pine, ponderosa pine is the one that smells like root beer or like cream soda. It's got this amazing, like you go up to it, especially if it's been sitting in the sun for a while. Yeah. It'll just have that beautiful, like rich scent. And you get to some of these ancient ones, especially ones that have got like beat up a little bit, like they've got, some wear and tear. Totally. They have the most interesting smell, right? They have the most complex aroma and most like diverse flavors. So amazing. Wow. It's a good life lesson,
Fragrancing
like,
all of the area.
The seasoning.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, this is such amazing. Look at our artwork right now too.
Can I have some blue? Like
I've been hogging it.
That's okay.
Here.
Whoa, nice.
I'm doing like something.
You're drawing like the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Like those are all the islands. That's
Exactly.
Fiji, that's Moorea, that's like, wow, cool.
Something. Yeah, I'm feeling it here.
Yeah,
we should, this is like, I mean, I feel like I could talk to you all day forever.
And paint.
Yeah, and paint and finger paint. But if we have any like final thoughts or any final things you want to share with people, is there anything that comes to mind?
Create art and share it.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, put it out there, right? Do the thing. Get after it.
Create art and share it and celebrate it. No doubt in your art.
No judgment, just
no
celebration,
doubt, no
just recognition, just sensation, interpretation. All the good stuff.
Sit under a tree.
Sit under a tree. Love it. Cool. I think we'll end there. Thanks so much for joining us. This is episode 1 of the FingerPaint podcast.
Episode 1? Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow,
oh, we should show them. Let's show them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See with your hands. That's what it says at the top.
See with your
I
hands.
wonder if this shows up in the screen. So
The hands are connected to the
we'll
heart,
we'll do a nice photo of smiling next to it. Hey. We'll take a still frame of this. Cool. Look at